Good morning, grade 5 students, and welcome to our English video lesson. Today, we are going to study Module 5, Our World, Part 2. Our lesson today is based on the lesson you studied before, but we will focus on the grammar. Before we start, let's take a look at our learning objectives for today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to, number 1, identify the quantifiers a few and a little. Number 2, use the quantifiers a few and a little correctly in speaking and in writing. For our lesson today, we will be looking at student book page 59 and workbook page 49. Make sure you open the right pages. This is the lesson you studied before. Remember what the lesson was about? Yes, it was about healthy eating habits and what food is good for you. Today, we will take a closer look at this paragraph. Let's read this sentence together. You can eat a lot of the food at the bottom of the pyramid. Do you remember this quantifier, a lot of? When do we use it? Do we use it with countable nouns or uncountable nouns, or both? Yes, you're right. We use it with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns. We use it to express large quantities. Today, we are going to study other quantifiers. You can see one of these quantifiers here, a little. So, what are the other quantifiers we are going to learn? Let's see together. Do you remember the quantifiers? We studied some of them before. We actually studied 5 of them. We studied some, any, much, many, a lot of. Today, we will focus on these two, a few and a little. Do you remember this box? Of course you do. This is the look box, the red box with the important grammar lessons. In this box, you can find the quantifiers we said we are going to focus on today. We will study a few and a little. Let's read the examples together. There are a few cherries in the basket. There is a little orange juice in the glass. So, by reading these two sentences, can you tell when do we use a few and when do we use a little? Well, let's find out together. To start our lesson, we need to recall 2 types of nouns. The first one is countable nouns. Do you remember what countable nouns are? Well, they are the nouns that have got singular and plural forms and can be counted. We can use a, an, or numbers before them. For example, I can say, I ate a banana. Or I can say, I ate 5 bananas. Banana is a countable noun. Now let's move to the second type of nouns, the uncountable nouns. Do you remember what uncountable nouns are? Well, they are the nouns that have only got a singular form and cannot be counted. We cannot use a, an, or numbers before them. For example, meat, milk, sugar, soup are all uncountable nouns. So, we cannot say 1 meat or 3 milks or a sugar. Using the quantifiers a few or a little is actually very simple and easy to remember. We use a few with countable nouns, like this example. There are a few people in the park. And we use a little with uncountable nouns, like this example. There is a little soup in the bowl. Let's do a quick practice. Here are two sentences. Each sentence has one word that is underlined. I want you to read these words and decide which one is a countable noun and which is an uncountable noun. I will give you a few seconds to think. Okay, let's start with number 1. The word hours. Is it countable or uncountable? Can you count the hours? Yes, you can. So it's a countable noun. That's why we use the quantifier a few hours. Okay, let's see number 2. The word water. Is it countable or uncountable? Can you count water? Can you say a water, 2 waters? No, you can't. So this is an uncountable noun. And that's why we use the quantifier a little water. It's easy, right? So how about we start practicing? Are you ready for a quick game? Let's go. Let's do a quick practice. Let's play a game. Read this sentence and tell me, what should I put in the gap? A few or a little? There are apples in the basket. Now, is the word apples countable or uncountable noun? Excellent, it's countable. So, which quantifier am I going to use? Very good, a few. The correct answer will be a few apples. Good job. What about this sentence? Which word will help me figure out the answer? Good, the word milk. Now ask yourself, is it countable or uncountable noun? Can you count milk? No, you can't. So it's uncountable noun. Now, which quantifier do we use with uncountable nouns? Excellent. The answer will be like this. There is a little milk in the glass. Good job. I think this is easy for you now, right? So, how about you answer this one on your own? I borrowed books. Excellent. We will choose a few. Why? Because the word books is a countable noun. Excellent. Stay with me, we have one more. I'd like salt in my salad. Which quantifier am I going to use here? Very good. We will use a little. Why? Because the word salt is uncountable noun. Great job. To practice the quantifiers more, please open your workbook page 49, exercise number 2. In this exercise, you can see a conversation between Sana and Alia. There are some missing words in this conversation. These missing words are a few and a little. Read the conversation carefully and decide which quantifier should be used to fill in the gap. Pause the video and come back when you are ready to check your answers. Ready to check your answers? Let's go. Number 1. The word that will help me is tomatoes. Is it a countable or uncountable noun? Yes, it's countable, so I will use a few. Okay, let's see number 2. Mustard. Can you count mustard? No, so it's uncountable noun. So the answer will be a little. Very good. Let's see number 3. Ketchup. Can you count ketchup? No, you can't. So it is uncountable noun. The answer will be a little. Very good. Let's see the last one. Egg. Can we count eggs? Of course we can. So it is a countable noun. The answer will be a few. Okay? Did you check all your answers? Great job! You know what time it is now? It's time for us to chat. Open your student book, page 59, exercise 5. In this exercise, you are going to ask your classmates questions to learn more about them. Use the given prompts to make a question, and your classmate will answer you with the suitable quantifier. Then, switch roles and let your classmate ask you a question and you answer them. Now remember, my dear students, for large quantities, you can use the quantifier a lot of with both countable and uncountable nouns. But for small quantities, you have to be careful. We have two quantifiers. We use a little with uncountable nouns and we use a few with countable nouns. For example, let's listen to this dialogue.
How many glasses of milk do you drink every day?
I drink a few glasses of milk every day.
Okay, let's listen to another dialogue.
How much fruit do you eat every day?
I eat a little fruit every day.
Okay, now it's your turn. Pause the video until you finish asking and answering your classmates. For the last activity, I want you to go back to the questions in exercise 5. This time, we are going to answer the questions in writing. Choose 2 or 3 questions and answer them using the suitable quantifier. I will go first. I will answer question 2, 5, and 6, like this.
I drink 2 glasses of milk every day. I eat a few snacks every day. I drink a little water every day.
Now it's your turn. Choose your questions and write down your answers in your notebook. Pause the video until you're done. Well done, my dear students. We have finished our lesson for today. Let's take a look at what we have done. Number 1, we identified the quantifiers a few and a little. Number 2, we used the quantifiers a few and a little correctly in speaking and in writing. Thank you, Grade 5, for watching this video and see you soon. Goodbye.